this is Liz. Welcome to my little urban homestead. I've been dogged by petals on the paving slabs. So to help save a unicorn, I'm going ahead and doing the 30 random facts. I've gone right down here. I've got no sense of direction at all. A few years ago, when I was in my 40s, I had an arm wrestling contest with a bloke in the pub and I won him, and he was in his 30s. He was about 10 years younger than me. I have a friend that has just started a YouTube channel this year, and he is called The Gaming Brain Cell. Number 4, I like video games. My all-time favourite being Halo. I have completed it several times on all the difficulty settings. I've also completed Luxor on all the difficult settings several times. Number 5, I can't get my head around technology or anything electrical, and well, most things electrical. I'm just useless at it. But luckily, I married a techno genius geek, and therefore it's a win-win situation. Number 6, I am not religious at all. I believe it's called agnostic. If someone of any religion can give me proof, then I will believe. But up until now, there has been no proof that I can believe in. Number 7, I have never been outside the UK. Number 8, I'm nearly 6 foot tall, 5'10" to be exact, and I'm the titch of my family. My father's taller than me, my brothers are taller than me, my mother's only a couple of inches shorter though. And my son, he's 6'4". Number 9, on about children, I have 2 children. My daughter has just turned 30, my son has just turned 28, and at his age now, people still know him by his nickname, and I gave him his nickname when he was 3 days old, and it's still used to this day. Everyone knows Toad, but they don't tend to know Stephen. Fact 10, I am 53 this year, but apart from getting pains in my knees, I feel 23. Number 11, I had to finish work this year because of my knees, and I was a prison officer, and for those in America, that's a correctional officer, and I was one for 13 years. Number 12, when I left school at age 16, I didn't go on to further education. I didn't go on to further education. The qualifications I got when I left school were 6 CSEs, 2 RSAs, that's typing exam, 4 O-levels and 1 A-level practical in music. Number 13, when I left school, I became an insurance clerk. 14, when I was young, I was very musical. I used to play the recorder, the clarinet, the piano, dabbled a bit with the guitar and everything. But I stopped doing them when I left school. And because of my stroke affecting my right hand, never took them back up again. Fact 15. I used to draw an awful lot when I was young. When I had the stroke and it affected my right hand, I had to swap over to becoming left-handed, which wasn't too difficult for me, with me being slightly ambidextrous as it was. And after about 6 months, I actually tried drawing with my left hand. Picked a magazine up, chose a picture of a famous actor and started drawing. Got as far as drawing the eye. My then brother-in-law came in and saw my picture, not the magazine, just the picture, and said, "Oh, that looks like Clint Eastwood." And it was Clint Eastwood I was drawing. So I felt that that was the best I could ever do. So I've never drawn it since then. Number 16. I've always been called weird. And it wasn't until 15 years ago that a friend again called me weird, but explained it. And he says, "No, weird, different, extraordinary. I like weird, different." And so I took it as a compliment, which is how he actually meant it. 17. I used to do martial arts jiu-jitsu. I trained myself. I used to help to teach the children, and I also used to help to teach a ladies' self-defense class. 18. Before I became a prison officer, I was a store detective. 19. I have also managed a pub before now, and I was a bouncer, door staff. 20. I hate animated programs. The old cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Wally Coyote, yeah, I'm alright with them, but I hate anything else like the Powerpuff Girls and SpongeBob SquarePants. Ugh, can't be dealing with it. Fact 21. I used to have a phobia of birds, especially when they were flying. And I had gotten over my phobia of spiders, so I tried to do the same thing with birds to desensitise myself. I became an aviary rep where I worked, so I was around an awful lot of birds, especially flying ones, and so it helped to desensitise me, so that I didn't panic whenever I saw a bird, especially if it was flying. And it worked out good, because a few years later I actually was at the place that I could have chickens if I wanted, because I had no longer got a phobia of birds. Fact 22. I hate football, and the fact that programmes are postponed, delayed because of football matches. Some people incessantly talk about it all the time. Nothing else exists. Sorry about that, but ooh, it annoys me. Fact 23. I love rock music. 24. As I say, I love rock music, so I had some rock music at the wedding for me and Lurch, and we had Kiss, I Was Made for Loving You, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, Black Sabbath, and their song was Laguna Sunrise. Fact 25. I have already chosen one song that I want playing at my funeral, and that is Metallica, Sandman. It just sounds right to me. Exit light, enter night. Take my hand, off to Never Neverland. Fact 26. As you've all noticed, my tattoo. This is an Ouroboros dragon, and as you can see, it goes all the way around. It's chasing after its own tail. It's a sign of everlasting, eternal, and it's a wedding ring. I've got one, and Lurch has also got one. And this year it will be 12 years we've been married now. 27. I used to have pink hair. 28. I like sci-fi movies, my all-time favourite being Abyss, starring Ed Harris. 29. At the moment, and quite a few times during our marriage, I've had a fruit machine in the living room, and at the moment I've got one. Fact 30. The reason that I'm doing this YouTube channel. If my children have got any questions, how do you do this, how do you cook that, at the moment they ask me and I tell them how you do it. But when I am no longer here, they won't be able to do that. So hopefully they'll go onto the channel and see that Mum's already left instructions how to make something. This is how you do it. So I can still advise them when they're my age and I'm not here. Those are the 30 facts that I've thought of anyway. And the people I would like to nominate are Nigel from MuddyBootz, Lisa from Suttons Daze, JB the Antique Autistic, Jonathan and How to Be Self-Sufficient, and Raf from Rafs Kitchen Garden. I would like to know more about those people, please. Thank you. Bye.
It's a